Greetings. I'm trying this provides broadcast. Okay, this is going to be Zurich, Switzerland. I was going to go deeper into the banking stuff, but I don't know if that probably made a lot of people mad. So I'm going to try and keep it cool there. Well, you can only beat it to death so this many times. Also, Ursa Minor. I just felt Ursa Minor come through. I don't know where that's going to go exactly. And then there's other constellation. You pronounce it. Actually, I have it on Google Translate because I can't pronounce the damn thing. Well, that's not working. Why did I have to keep messing with everything? Oh, there was that. Oh, wait, here it is. Yeah, it's not right. It's not,
Camelopardalis.
Yeah. And then the Hydra constellation. So Camelopardalis is the giraffe. And Hydra is a bunch of snakes. Well, the only reason I did the Hydra one is because it just has the word Hydra in it. But it's supposed to, I don't know, I didn't get into detail. But so either way, I channel his energies. We'll see where we can go with that. Anything else? I can't think of anything. It's been a long day. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be, if all works out. Well, yeah, I'm gonna be on the podcast on Tuesday. That'll be on the community page here on YouTube. I'll post it on Facebook also. I have a link. And on Friday, if everything works out, I'm gonna be on a live recording. It's gonna be on Spaced Out Radio. So it's gonna be live. And it's at midnight. So it'll be 2.5 hours. So I'll be done at 2 o'clock, like 2:30 in the morning. I already do a lot during the day as it is, so it's gonna be interesting. So we'll see how that works out. Hopefully, I can keep my energy going. Yeah, it's gonna be. Yeah, I work nights, but not all night. But I did. I was been up since 5 o'clock in the morning. It's been kind of a long day, but I had rest between now and then. There's no way I can do this without that. The cats are here, but they're sleeping. Yeah, one's right there, and the other one's somewhere back there somewhere. Well, they want to be up here, so they're just not in for they're not they're off camera tonight. Alright, as I'm talking about private sessions, maybe. I'm on I think I'm on the 27th, I think, 28th, I'm not sure exactly. And the same situation here, we'll just keep this one short. Oh. And then Ursa Minor, if you're not aware of it. I think I've channeled them during the webinar. It's like the little bear. Yeah. And then this, I'll just call it the giraffe. Makes it so much easier. But there's actually a giraffe there. Good luck on saying that. Camelopardalis, anyway. And then I have Hydra. And the Hydra has the snake. Wherever that is. It's here somewhere. I don't think that's it. I guess that's it. I thought that was it. Whatever. I'm not too worried about it. We'll just see what they got. And roll from there. And cats are here sleeping. Okay. So Switzerland is connected to the vibrations of that. Yeah. Of course, Switzerland was part of. They were neutral during World War II, and I believe they were on. It feels like they were on more of the Nazis' side, from what I can pick up on. No surprise there, right? Well, they're just. I mean, it has a banking system for that group, most likely though. So, yeah, it's not a good not a good history there. Yeah, without going, I don't want to go into details on that, but it's not good. Yeah, it's another thing about Switzerland. The energy I feel is very boring, relaxed. Feels like it's more boring there than it is anywhere else. What's the vibration I get from that? And of course, they're working on agendas and things like that. So, Geneva is where all the. I mean, Switzerland's where basically the financial district, I believe. It's the biggest city in Switzerland, so I believe it's mostly financial. So I believe the UBS bank is there, but I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it is. And that's where if you want to hide all your money, you just go there. That's the rumor, at least. So it's like, taking it to offshore accounts, same thing. So, all right, we're going to Switzerland and Ursa Minor, and if I can pronounce that, Camelopardalis. I just ripped that apart. I guess one will have after a lifetime where I can just have to spend time pronouncing these things. Okay, all right, blessings. Here we go. Greetings, we are at Zurich from Switzerland. Yes, we do have a lot of Palladian energies. We are, you can say, the hub of the Palladian Empire, a protector of your Earth. Yes, there is a lot of your plans on your planet are done in Zurich. Obviously, not done publicly. Most of it is hidden. A lot of it is alien connected. Is your main timeline is connected to a Palladian, meaning there are Palladian or alien beings part of your main timeline, putting it together, and of course you're involved with it in some form or another. So as you tap more into these energies, Zurich is where many of the main timelines come from. Yes, let that sit with you. Yes, as you reveal your planet for what is truly going on. Obviously, as there's darkness and light, it is a neutral place. So your planet is a neutral planet. Of course, you don't always see that. Your UN, United Nations, is neutral. Of course, it doesn't always play by those rules, and your planet doesn't play by those rules either. But overall, I mean, Zurich is not perfect. But that is where a lot of alien beings come together. Of course, doesn't mean they're physical, but a lot of your main timelines are born there. So if you connect to Zurich, most likely you'll feel the timelines of your world being designed and put forward. And of course, media, Hollywood, financial energies are added to it. I mean, the financial side of it creates the timeline. But that's in the physical. Spiritual is hidden, of course. For now, at least. As you look at different countries and see it from a different point of view, your alien point of view. You'll see much different on all levels. Now, you can like what's happening or not with your world. That's quite understood, but it just is Basically, it's allowing your heart chakra, your crown chakra, your third eye to become more cleansed, so you can see more of what's going on your planet. It is happening. The chakras of the earth are clearing. Doesn't mean it's going to be a complete awakening, but yes, expect a rough awakening. So, yes, the idea is to remove fear and to go forward, and many of you will go forward drastically, actually. What that looks like is basically on a spiritual level, you'll feel like some might feel like they're actually moving too fast. But yes, expect the next couple of years to basically transition from third to fourth dimension. Now, how to do this is it depends on how you connect, how you make your connections. When you're connecting to certain places of your world, such as Zurich as a activator, some of you will get different points of view of it. But some of you will see what we're speaking about and feel like you're being accelerated in a good way. That's all I say at this time. Greetings to you. This is Ursa Minor. Basically, you are part much of your DNA of your planet, keeping reality together. There's just a lot of detail within society they don't always want to know about itself. So it's been kept hidden. Yes, within your countries. Africa is one of them. South America is one. Basically, there's a lot of knowledge. They call it archaeology. Places much has been buried to be resurrected, and you're going into that phase. It won't be a drastic phase, but it'll be a gradual phase. Some of you are speeding more into the higher dimensions of the astral, allowing more of the timelines to speed up. So yeah, there's a possibility of that. Of where that means is basically you move forward and break down old systems. We don't have 100% of how that's going to go, but you're going into that. You're going into that path of truly going deeper into your consciousness, your higher consciousness. But when doing so, yes, the eyes will be open, and are many going to be able to see? Meaning, some will want to see it, others will not, because you can go deep. Some are going to have trouble believing things, as you're already going through that already. Holographic technology is being done here. How dimensions are developed. There's a lot of dimensions mirroring each other here on your planet. That's why some people look like they're wearing one set of clothing than another. Yeah, you're shifting timelines, but it's for you to be able to see, and it won't come completely clear, but you're unlocking yourself here. So it's like your world's going through a shower. It's cleaning itself off so it can see itself more clearly. So this angelic shower takes some time. And that's where the dimensions, and that's where your matrix starts, where your reality does not make always sense. So, yeah, expect a lot of things are just not going to connect. But that's fine. That's insane. Greetings to you. I can't or yeah, this it doesn't really matter. We are the giraffe. We are light beings. We're not always going to be supposed to be seen clearly in your time, your dimension. Yes, you're going to unravel much of your planets, how they're truly connected to you. As some of you will feel, yes, you come from Ursa Minor. That will become more clear for some of you. Yes, basically your constellation starts speaking to you. It's like, what constellation should I connect to? And you start opening that connection and seeing yourself. You might even see yourself as human there, sometimes with one eye, two eyes, or looking at you living a world similar to yours. Maybe not to this extent. Some of you might look blue, green, yellow, orange. It doesn't really matter at this time how you see yourselves, but some might see yourself similar to like an Arcturian being. The Arcturian look is actually very popular throughout your universe or constellation. Yeah, it's a fashion state. Well, it depends on what vibration you're at, but even the Arcturian is still very popular for looking like. It's like the human. The human's popular, but also looking like an Arcturian type of being. So you're surprised how prominent Arcturian DNA is. Of course, some might say it is DNA, it's not DNA, whatever you want to call it. It's vibration, it's basically inspiration for creation. But you're connected to their knowledge, basically. Yes, of course, on your planet, nothing that is going to make completely sense. Well, yes, you're going through a lot of paradox timelines, basically. Well, all these different beings are pulling on your society. Think this way, think that way. It's being pulled in all different directions. And you're figuring out which one works for you the best or who you are in this mix. And it's not always going to be clear. Well, you're clearing it out. And some don't want you to be clear. That's why some of your spiritual communities get infiltrated so easily and have a lot of followers because they're there to actually blind the soul instead of letting the soul know itself. And some are very easily deterred. Well, I think they're awakened and all, and they are to a certain extent, but there's much deeper they can go to. They're not always ready for that, but sometimes they are ready for that, but others are there to keep them from finding themselves. So, yes, you're here to. We do see a war here, but not your typical war, like a war, yes, of information, enlightenment. We don't want to use the word war, but it's kind of like that. Basically, you're activating your chakras more with the earth alignment. And not now, but one day you might feel like your planet is moving from one place to another. I mean, some of you might just feel there's an Earth shift, but it's like, I'm not sure if our planet is where they say it is anymore. Obviously, that's not happening currently, but, well, you go by what you feel. Of course, there's a lot of layers within the soul that you're here to unravel. Not everyone's ready to see those layers within oneself. How do you unlock oneself? How do you truly allow that energy to be seen? Some need to go into a lighter side of themselves to see the positive side, but some need to see a darker side. Like if you were in a military, if you were a soldier, or you're doing voodoo magic or whatever it might be, unlocking the soul is kind of like a puzzle. It's finding that little ingredient of when you see one piece of you, you see the rest. Slowly, things start to make sense within yourself. That's the alignment you're going through right now. It's not always going to make itself clear just this moment, but that is the phase you're going into. What do you think the aliens, they know who they are. They know the lifetimes they are. They just activate themselves. Look at all these lifetimes. Yes, I was crazy, but look how much fun I had. So that's what you're going into, basically remembering. This is the phase. It's not going to be an easy one, of course. And as some of you have had so many difficulties, depressions, because you don't remember. You'd be surprised how many anxieties many are going through because they just do not know who the hell they are. But that's the next generation. Now, and going forward, will become part of society eventually when they get out of their phase of self-anger. You're basically going to That's why so many connect to the butterfly, because it's just it's a higher vibrational frequency. They remember it from astral, from other lifetimes. They bring that energy here to remember that, yes, you can say being an insectoid can be beautiful. It can be of light. Doesn't always have to be frightening and terrifying. It can be enlightenment. Because as you go through your healing, you might see a large insectoid being, because they are large on other planets. Sometimes too large. That's the size of a sun. You can also, well, you can see them crawling on a sun. Let's put it that way. How they do that, well, we'll just leave that. Well, as you are upgrading yourselves, yes, teleportation, obviously it's going to take some time for that, but teleporting to other planets will become more easier. Teleporting yourself. You don't need technologies. Obviously, at first you'll need technologies. But eventually you teleport to other planets. That's what Stargates are for. But this is a little bit more positive. So it's basically downloading this knowledge into yourself. As you would call it a download. It's basically just remembering yourself. Some call it a download. Yeah, it's a fancy word they need for their experience. But it's basically you're just I'm remembering myself. That's another way of putting it. So, greetings to you. We are the Hydra Constellation. We are actually very much part of the maturity of your world and others. Some worlds can get too. Basically, you get the smartest people in the universe, smartest person on a planet, and then they take over that planet. And that is what you're going through here. Some of the smartest beings ever created became extremely selfish on your world. Now, some feel like they're doing you a favor. Yes, so you're here to unlock the maze they created to find them. Much of it is alien related. Not always the easiest to see. And there's not always a time. There's a time and a place to see these things too. But you're basically going into the garden of your higher knowing. And that is, exposing the elites on this world, or being welcome to understand of how to remember yourselves. And for the planet to remember, because the planet forgets too. You have amnesia, and so does the planet. Obviously, Mother Earth has some realization, but it's not always to remember. It's not always easy for her to remember things. So the planet's going through what you're going through, and this is why you're here to unlock your planet on many different levels. It has a lot to do with the Earth chakras, but it has a lot to do with yourselves. That's what, yes, you connect to Knights Templar energies much deeper than that. Yeah, some of it is connected to Mars. Mars has a lot to do with amnesia energies connected to the Anunnaki. The Anunnaki and Martian beings, they got together and shut down your world. You can't do the vibrations of the. Obviously, it's not going to make it completely clear because they're not there to make it. They don't want to make it clear for you to figure out yourselves. But basically, to know more about yourself is unlocking your planet. Unlocking yourself isn't so simple. Well, it's not always a rush to do so. But, well, some of you might have a dislike for feline beings, but you're actually a feline. Literally. Or might have a dislike for reptilians and end up being a reptilian being. It depends on the person and the vibration, because you can still be a part of a certain race and still despise them for different reasons. Or like a reptilian race where they didn't take over that world fast enough, or didn't do what you wanted them to do when they took over that planet. So realization of Atlantean lifetimes become more clear too. Of remembering, yes, your Earth's past, what is necessary. It has a lot to do with connecting to the Earth chakra. Like, what's your connection to the Earth chakra? And releasing that blockage between you and the Earth. If you're ready to see it, it most likely will take some time to unlock. It's not the easiest thing to see either. Well, some of you here now are part of the amnesia of the purse. Many of you came here to shut the world down for your own reasons. There's always different reasons behind it. Some felt it was necessary because humans are out of control. Others shut down humans because they wanted to control the human. And that one's more with a powerful one there. It was done deliberately because they can do it. What they had to control is to do so. And so you have psychics and, doing people doing prophecies and all that. And of course, they're looked down upon. Of course, because that's you remembering yourself and not taking serious. Well, it's not easy to tap into your spiritual self because they put so many holds on this planet where they shut down the DNA of the human, not entirely, but a great deal. So you're here to reactivate everything. Yes, a total recall, as some of you will call it. Some of you have to go to Lemuria to recall yourself. Some will go to Atlantis to recall yourself. Some you need to be underwater to remember yourself. Well, not physically, but some need to be a dinosaur. Remember yourself as a dinosaur. There's different levels. What would trigger yourself to remember? It's like opening up your Kundalini energy and just having everything be remembered. Yeah, some of you have been insectoid beings. Some have been high-ranking insectoid beings. Of course, it's not accepted here. Of course, you have the Palladians, reptilians, and so forth. But insectoid beings, that obviously is not. But yeah, many are big on the butterfly. That is true. Well, why is that? There's some positive connections in insectoid beings that's being channeled and brought to the Earth's energy. It's time to just know yourself. And the butterfly is also very much connected to the fairies, of course. The human and fairy connection. A lot of it is a Atlantean connection. Also, basically, for the human to understand the insectoid energies, because a lot of insectoids cause a lot of problems here in your Earth's past. A lot of insectoid beings have a very powerful mental state that overpowered the human. Not all humans, but enough to shut down your planet. As you know, there's different types of insects all around. They're not necessarily archon beings, but there's insects everywhere, as you can see. They're here because this is their planet. Well, now it is. You're here to take it back. We'll just let that sit with you. Another positive insectoid being is the bees. Of course, there's several others, but I can't name them all. The mantis, of course, but just to help you remember, how many want to actually think about insectoid beings? How many are sitting around like, you remember the Palladians, but do you really want to remember that? And there's the rodents while we're at it, like the rat and the mouse. Remembering that's your connection to those things, especially the rat. Well, some of you have relatives that are kind of rat-like. Especially they can eat through anything. We're just giving you little tips of understanding yourself. Not that you have to go in that direction of rat people, things like that, but then again, you never know. There's this layers within yourself that has not, it's not always the most comfortable thing to see, but sometimes the most necessary. Yeah, a rat collective controlling your planet. Yes. We'll leave you with that.